Revelations is a movie that surprised me in the same way how I was surprised that Austin Powers and Dr. Evil were played by the same actor. Crazy. So Revelations just came out on Netflix. It's a Korean movie, so expect a lot of weird and unhinged things happening. A lot of shit's gonna fly here, and all of this shit goes everywhere, sideways, upwards, downwards, and then they all like converge into this one super shit, and then this super shit, it's flying towards you like a kamehameha, and then it hits a fan, and then you're just like, what the fuck happened? That's probably my most honest take on it. It's a good movie, not great, but it's okay. So the movie focuses on three messed up characters who are undergoing their own personal issues. We have the pastor, we have the detective, and the kidnapper, the one that we are all rooting for, who will get killed. And even at the very start of the movie, it kind of like kicks you in the balls. It starts very uneasy. It puts you in this dark vibe that something dark and sinister is going to happen. You see the kidnapper. We don't know yet that he's a kidnapper. Okay, we just know he's someone who's up to no good by how he stares at this one little girl. He's giving her a bad look. It could have meant anything, really. But that's the vibe what this movie is trying to tell you. This guy is bad. And he's up to no good. See how he stares at that girl? And it was at this point where he was following her, and then this is where he meets the pastor. And during this confrontation between the pastor and the supposed alleged maybe not kidnapper, the pastor discovers the guy has an ankle monitor. Yeah, he has an ankle monitor, and also all of a sudden the pastor's demeanor changed. He was like, okay, you know what? This church, we're desperate for new members, so like, you're welcome to come in, okay? But just be cool, okay? Don't cause no trouble, will you? Okay? Just don't do anything, okay? And we're all good, okay? And then of course, issues happen. Like the pastor, he learns that his wife is smashing another guy. His boss has decided that nepotism triumphs over loyalty and hard work. And of course, his own son disappears. Like, damn! The pastor just couldn't catch a break. All of this in like a day. The pastor just couldn't catch any break. Poor guy. So it's like he's all confused, angry, and hurting. And he probably just saw a Liam Neeson movie, so he decides to take actions into his own hands. Yeah? He knows, or he assumes, that the guy who took his son was the kidnapper from the guy. He checked the registry. He found him there. He learns that he's a very bad guy. So he tracks the guy down, and then he finds him. He calls the police. Things happen. Chow. All this while the tension is like going up. It's building up, and up. And then it's like it's so hard to watch. It's so heavy to watch. And then things happened. Things got out of control. And the next thing you know, there's a dead body. The pastor says like, oh shit, what have I done? Damn. Gotta pray. Oh my god. And then he gets a call from his wife that says, hey yo, our kid is fine, he's only at his friends. And then the priest is like, oh no, oh shit, damn, oh no. Damn. Okay, so things do get a lot more complicated than that. And along the way, we meet the detective. We get to know more about her. There isn't much about her yet. Okay, it's more that we're getting to know her backstory more, and that is it's more like she's having an anxiety attack every now and then whenever she remembers her sister, who was a victim of the kidnapper. So we know he truly is a bad guy. Okay? There's no doubt about it. This guy is bad. So now it's established the pastor's son is okay. He might have killed the guy. The police is now involved. And now it's all about him trying to act cool. You know, it's just him trying to like clear his tracks and make sure that he gets away scot clean. You know, it's like, please Lord help me. Okay, I didn't mean to kill this guy, but he's also very bad, so he probably deserved it. So like, you know, give me a break, please. No, so he's like that. You know, he's kind of like that, and I thought that's gonna be the bulk of the movie. You know, like that Al Pacino movie with Robin Williams, where Al Pacino accidentally shot his partner. I think that's what happened, and then Robin Williams was like, I know what you did. But then more things keep on happening, more twists, and then you're like, holy crap, where is this going? You know, and it's just at that point I'm just like so invested. I'm just so invested to see what happens, and to make things even more complicated, a girl is missing, and everyone suspects it was the kidnapper who took her. Now the problem is nobody knows if she's alive or not, or where her body is. The only one who knows, who may know, is a kidnapper who the pastor has recently thrown off a cliff. Oh, okay, okay. Ah, things are getting spicy. All in all, I think the movie is good. It's fine. It's not great because there are some stuff in there that you know, but I love the camera work there. All the shots were awesome. You know, on how they played with the shadows, with the blurred backgrounds, and then there's this. If you look at some parts of the, you know, the thing, you know what I'm talking about, the thing, you know, like it's just not a design. Like if you look really closely, like really look, you might see a face, you know, you might see an eyeball or something, you know. It blends this horror, suspense, what else? Psychological stuff in it. It all blends it all together, you know, as the pastor is trying to, you can see he feels guilty. Okay? He feels very guilty, but then at the same time, he wants to get away scot free, you know. So like it's so interesting to see on where all of this goes. Okay, so that's basically the gist of the movie. Okay, but a lot of things happen some more. You know that I don't think I can really talk in detail without spoiling much. So at this point, I'm gonna start spoiling stuff. So going back to the pastor, you know, he suddenly gets that promotion that he's always wanted. You know, that promotion he rightfully feels he deserves. He got it. And then I think that's a point where he was about to confess to his crimes, all right? It was at that point when he got that promotion, he was like, damn, I did something and I got rewarded. Dude, that's crazy. Ah, you know, he started to act a little bit cray at this point. And then, so, and then he confronts his wife about her adultery. And honestly, I don't get that entire point, that entire scene, because I don't get the entire adultery subplot because it literally went nowhere. No, he just forgave her. That's it. You know, it could have. I guess that's just him. I guess the purpose of that scene is just to like establish him feeling all superior because it's all getting in his head. Okay? And then we get more plot twists. This is a movie that keeps on giving. There's just plot twist over plot twist over plot twist, with another plot twist over the plot twists. You know, that being, it's like the guy he threw off the cliff, the kidnapper, turns out to be alive. Barely alive, but alive. And then instead of using this as an opportunity for him to come out clean, you know, he kidnaps the guy. Everything the pastor does, it's like he always gets away with it. And every time he does something like that, he feels more emboldened. He's like, God is at my side. What I'm doing is just. I'm following his will. And there's a very funny scene there where he sees a random letter with numbers, okay, starting with D, and then he realizes later during a sermon that it could be a Bible verse. So he reads it, and it's about kidnapping. If someone kidnaps someone, they should be put to the death. Then he was like, I must kill this guy. That's my divine right. It's my divine duty to kill this guy. The top guy, the top boss, the top executive is telling me to kill this guy. He thinks about that without really realizing that he himself has kidnapped the guy, right? Instead of reporting it to the police, he could have done like, hey, I found the guy, I found the bro, I found him. No, he's at the hospital, take him. No. And he's well aware that there's a missing girl that is linked to this kidnapper. And we get that confirmation really soon when he confronts him. And it's just so crazy that there's so many other ways that he could have. It's like he's been given a divine chance to do what is right, but he sees it in another way. He interprets it in another way that I don't know, like it benefits his that makes him feel better. Okay, there is a psychiatrist character in the movie that kind of explains these things. While just to spell it out, just in case people get lost, I guess. Just to hint that what's going on in the pastor's mind. At this point, really, I was expecting that the detective would have a more proactive role, but she's just a secondary character apparently, and she's just following the lead. She's just following one lead after another until everyone just told her, yo, it's your first day, you should just go home, chill about it. It's your first day. No, it's your first day. Chill out. You can burn out in another time, for your first day. Just go, girl, go. And instead of going home, she does a little bit of investigating herself, and immediately she finds where the guy is being held, the kidnapper, where he's being held. And then this is the part where the super shit comes together, and then after these scenes, that's where the fan hits. So it was a good movie. Revelations is a good movie. It was intense. There was just some scenes that I wished could have been more, like the confrontation between the detective and the pastor. It was so anticlimactic, really. So that's what happened, really. And then I was just more like, it was a fine movie. You know, it was decent. It was, I guess, the first half or the first three-fourths were good. You know, it really could have gone anywhere. It could have gone anywhere, but that last quarter, or rather the last quarter, it just felt kind of flat for me. I wasn't super happy with it. Like by the time the movie ended, I was just feeling, I kind of wish there was more. There was more kick to it, you know, especially in the beginning, how it's like the movie grab you by the balls and then squeeze you, and then you're just like, yeah, and then instead of twisting it, instead of twisting it, like instead of crushing it and then twisting it a little bit, no, they just let it go. So like all that tension kind of like disappeared. But still, I thought that movie was still cut above average. No, definitely worth a watch. So good, yeah. So that's Revelations. It's available on Netflix. And if you watch this video and if you made it this far, which is wow, that's awesome. You might as well give me double this and this. If I could give it a score out of 100, I will be giving it 75 because only one third, no, rather three-fourths of it is good. I know 75 isn't three-fourths of a whole, but still, you get my point. So yeah.